진 경기장 도시락.
Welcome to Daybreak, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the top right-hand corner, we have our red Terran player hailing from Team Quantic. He is Apocalypse, and he had kind of a remarkable comeback in game number 2, but his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner, our blue Protoss player from Team Evil Geniuses, that is IGNProLeague.
That's right, IGNProLeague, streamer and talking person extraordinaire.
He is a great host, though. This
internet.
Guy, quite seriously, wonderful host.
Does lots of impressions of different people and ethnicities. Yep. He's known for a lot of things.
He did, I will admit, IGNProLeague, when I was kind of first starting to jump into a lot of casting, he says, I need this guy to get big because I do a great impression of him. And he did an impression of me that I quite enjoyed. So, Jeff, my hat is off to you.
Now we know why you work so hard. Well, here's the thing. When I talked to IGNProLeague for the first time at IPL 3, he told me I was a good caster, but that I was too nice sometimes. And I agree with him. I think I was maybe still /am a little bit overly generous to players, but I think this game I'll try to be as mean as I can, just for Jeff. This one's for you, Jeff. IGNProLeague, putting on that pylon.
What the hell are you doing with your building positioning
stupid
right
place
now?
for
That's
a pylon
just silly.
from IGNProLeague.
God, that is, anyway.
That gateway, I don't know. It's not. Oh, that gas.
A typical gas time, really, Jeff?
Completely boring play from
IGNProLeague
right now. I'm sorry.
Sucks. Overhyped, this guy.
Well, he's so basically nothing out of the ordinary for either of these guys, really. Looks like it will be a CC first from Apocalypse. He's going to build it in the main, too, just so he can kind of protect the SCV that's going to be building it. You know, it's surprising to me that more players don't do this, because you see all the time, especially in like the GSL, where they'll be building the CC on the low ground and a probe just runs up and kills the SCV before the Terran player can react to it a lot of times. So yeah, I mean, why not? It doesn't take that long to float it. If you're going CC first, you're not going to really be that much farther behind if you float it to your natural. So good safe play by Apocalypse, I would say. You know,
Protoss players, I mean, I can kind of understand why they're throwing, or against Protoss players, why they're throwing it on the low ground and stuff like that. I agree with you. I think it's a lot safer to put it up there. I think that in the event that it does get taken out, that makes sense. It's against Zerg players that I'm really confused about, though, because early Zerglings, I've just seen about half of the time are going to kill the SCV outright that's building that command center, and then you're just set back so long.
I mean, technically, as a Terran player, you should be able to put it on the low ground, and you should be able to defend that SCV. But it's just kind of an extra bit of attention that needs to be devoted to that, and some Terran players decide that they don't want that. 2 more barracks on the way. Will he go up to a 3rd, or will he just stay on 2 and then gas?
Not sure.
That's what I'm kind of curious about right now, because if he goes 2 and then gas, that'd be a very interesting choice to make. You don't often see that. Yeah, there's the gas. Okay. So 2 barracks into gas after CC first. So I would have to imagine this is going to be some sort of, you know, regular, normal sort of bio play. But you definitely kind of open yourself up to a bit of vulnerability going with such a low count of barracks. So IGNProLeague, this is something that he could exploit, you know, despite the fact that he is going 1 gate expand.
Sure.
If he goes up to 3 gates really quick and tries some pressure, he could possibly get in there and do some damage.
Oh, certainly. Managing over some probes right now to his natural. Nice time there. And we'll see what he ends up throwing in after this. It is a Robo right away.
Yep, 1 gate Robo. Not too surprising at all from IGNProLeague. Good, solid play there.
Certainly.
And, all right, so we do have a bunker going up right away from Apocalypse as well. He wants to make sure that he stays safe from any sort of really early Zealot Stalker pressure, because as we've seen in other games previously, that pair right there, they're a devious pair of units in the early minutes of TVP. They can do some damage if you're not paying attention.
They just work so well together, too, as the Zealot takes so much damage and the Stalker can just run around and fires. The Zealot's just going everywhere.
He pushes back the units, doesn't allow them to really get their appropriate rate of fire a lot of times.
We do have a 4th barracks coming up now. +1 is already on the way, so he's not added any add-ons quite yet. I'm sure we'll see a, well, I would imagine pretty soon we're going to see a tech lab at least. 2nd gas on the way right now.
Yep. And let's see. Looking around the map, more gateways, normal stuff from IGNProLeague. You know, basically just playing, I would say, the most solid PVT build there is really on this map. I mean, you're not going to die to anything early and silly. Oh, got to be careful with that Stalker there. Doesn't let it get any sort of hull damage. But, yeah, I mean, just playing really solid.
Sees a number of Marines sitting up at the front, and this is, you know, despite the fact that he did put down gas a little bit earlier, Apocalypse is pretty far behind on his normal upgrades. He's going to have +1 done very soon. Combat Shields is coming up. InControl already going over to a Robotics Bay, though, so we're going to see some Colossi, or in rare 1% of cases, Warp Prism Speed coming up here in a bit. Yeah,
well, we could just see a 2-base Colossus push from InControl.
Oh, certainly.
Could be something he could do to take advantage of the situation, take advantage of the fact that Apocalypse may not have the appropriate amount of Vikings out the time that he pushes.
State for Vile has been hitting some very great 2-base Colossus pushes lately. They've been upsetting a lot of high-ranked Terran players. So
you know, that'd be a good thing to do against Apocalypse as well, because it's not something that's terribly common in Korea right now. A lot of the Korean Protoss players are going for the really slow sort of double forge style. Or, conversely, these kind of big gateway timings. Not a lot of Colossus timings being done right now in Korea, so InControl could surprise him with that.
Well, we'll find out as our first Colossus is already on the way now.
It's fast.
Yes, it is. And it's going to be a little bit longer until he has resources built up for extended thermal lance. So he's obviously delaying on that a bit. You'll see some players put up thermal lance first and then save up for the Colossus, so that by the time the Colossus attacks, you have about the same time that thermal lance finishes.
Right.
But he's actually bypassing thermal lance completely right now. In fact, favoring his minerals now to put down another forge, I'm sorry, just a forge and another gateway.
Yep, so to get some upgrades going as well. Now, has Apocalypse scanned InControl yet?
Let's find out.
I'm kind of curious about it. No, not yet. All right, so he really doesn't know what's coming at all. He's basically only seen the natural expansion. That's about it.
Right.
Kind of one of the reasons he's being so active on the map, too. He wants to see everything kind of before it happens here. And he is doing a good job of macroing up quite the little bioforce here, too. He's going to have a couple medevacs added onto there later. And then you're going to see that typical kind of 2-base Marine Marauder medevac push, usually with the first 2 medevacs that come out.
Sure.
And that usually happens at a very good timing. Oh, a little bit supply block there. That doesn't help. But
no, not at all.
That usually, not for long, though. That usually comes at a very good timing to hit usually that first Colossi or so. But because InControl went for a faster Colossus timing, this could end up being sort of an anti-timing for Apocalypse. He may regret doing that sort of push if he decides to go for that.
Yeah, because InControl very soon is going to have +1 armor, thermal lance, and 3 Colossi involved in this. And when you just have 2 medevacs out there, you don't have all your upgrades in line first. I mean, his units are going to be able to tank a ton of damage with that +1 armor, and this could actually end up being very, very powerful. Woo!
Where he's taking
right there.
Oh yeah, that's kind of interesting. Where he's taking a third, I kind of am doubting a little bit that he's going to move out here. Doesn't look like he wants to. InControl, though, wanting to move out, it looks like. Yep, just sending a drop instead. And, yeah, but the factory is right there. I think he's seen the Colossi right now already. So the nice thing about this is that that InControl's army isn't exactly the most mobile thing in the world. Oh, but the medevacs might fly right over the stalkers.
Oh, you're right. I got it. Oh, and yes.
Oh, man.
One medevac goes down. A second almost falls, but the damage has been done. InControl with a good game there, and he's going to continue pressing ahead. Our first Vikings were just now started, but of course, there are no medevacs with this army anymore. I actually think the second medevac ended up going down as well. I think InControl caught both of those, so a very nice job of pressing an advantage. He's going to start working his way home. He does force the 3rd orbital command to lift, and he is going to start pressing the front.
Yeah, with 2 bunkers, though, he still needs to be kind of careful. There we go, just kind of letting the Colossi do some damage, letting the SCVs come off the line.
Right.
And tank that a little bit. And does InControl have enough units for this? That's a nice concave.
Yeah, he's starting to just rip through the SCVs that were putting up the bunker, so
another
them
Colossi.
Alive. Yeah, the Colossus sits at the back. Unfortunately, he does get taken out, but it looks like InControl has enough damage output here through the front that he's going to be able to start just pushing through these bunkers. One is going to go down. A second may fall here in just a second. These Colossi have 17 kills between them at the moment. Bunkers are going down. The missile turret's going to fall as well, and Apocalypse is in a bad way.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty impossible, I'm going to say, for Apocalypse to win this game now. It looks like InControl should take it. Still has 2 Colossi alive. He should micro that one back, though, before it dies. There are... Oh, okay, so he will lose that Colossi anyway. But he should still be able to push. And, I mean, at the very least, denying this natural for so long is going to let him get a nice big lead. At least so far ahead already, anyway.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's up by almost 70 supply now, and Apocalypse just isn't making a whole lot at the moment. InControl continuing to reinforce. Now has a second Colossi from the low ground as well. The Vikings fell very quickly, and there it is, GG. So InControl takes a game for Evil Geniuses, and they are now up 2-1 in this best of 9.